hooked in the game.
Give me a break, need another life. Oh, need another life, life. Give me a break, need another life.
Tonight we begin a new era for the UEFA Champions League. Everyone is in one group now and 8 matches were randomly drawn. Guess who Arsenal got first? Only Barcelona, and it's live from the Emirates. Welcome to match day 1 in this brand new era of Champions League football. It is all different for the 24-5 season. Now all the teams are put in all together and the match count has been increased to 8 during this league stage. So welcome to the Emirates Stadium for match day 1 for Arsenal and Barcelona. Taking a look at the Arsenal side, a few changes from their Premier League fixture that they last won, I believe. I think it was the London Derby. And a few changes. Saka is the captain tonight because Martin Odegaard has been kind of rotated out. Isak is up top. Sterling makes his first appearance in an Arsenal shirt starting wise and in the Champions League. No change of the man in goal. That's David Raya, of course. Change in the centre-back pairing tonight as well, as Arteta is resting Gabriel and Saliba. I think it is Paul Tierney and Tomiyasu returning after a stint with injury. Have a look at the Barcelona lineup, and Flick has gone with the evergreen Ter Stegen in goal. Ferran Torres makes the bench. Frankie de Jong, much transfer speculation around him going to Manchester United. That has cooled off now. He's in the middle with Gundogan, who joined from Manchester City in the summer, I believe. Lewandowski, of course, the other evergreen man up top to grab some goals. Well, it is not the Barcelona of old, but it is still stacked, and Arsenal are going to have a tough night of it on paper, and that's why we play it on the pitch. So, with this new Champions League format, the group now is one whole group of 30 plus teams, one of the largest leagues in the world. And of course, this was the very kind of league format that started the whole Super League saga. But everyone has, most of the teams, there's a few teams still competing in that. I think they're up most of like 4. But in this format, everyone is in one group now, and the draws are different now. They are to pick 8 opponents out of the 30 plus teams in this league. So you'll still get random picks. Oh, hang on, because Saka already making an early chance. You will still get a draw, but now you'll get a draw of 8 matches rather than 3 other teams in your group, as it were. So the group system's gone, replaced with a league format. I believe the first 8 go straight through, and then the other 8, which would make a last 16, go into a playoff format. Everyone lower than that is out, and I believe they dropped to the Europa League, very similar to how the format used to be. Barcelona and Arsenal are 2 of the favourites to probably automatically go through, let's say, along with the likes of Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. So that'd be 4 kind of given spots, as it were, but everyone below them could, if we are to be believed of the kind of current form, as it were. Manchester City also thrown in there as well. Ganola FC and Bayern Munich, everyone's on no points. That's just a look at the league table as it is now. We're already showing the 4. We showed the 33 teams that would cover the entire screen. But that, of course, includes the Serie A clubs, AC Milan, Inter Milan as well. And I recently went back to find out that Thomas Partey has actually joined Inter Milan. But of course, with the Serie A clubs, not all of them being licensed in EAFC, I had to kind of find that out this year. And I did that. Rafinha with an early shot straight at David Raya. So it is all new for the Champions League this season. Personally, I would have preferred the old group format, but let's give this format a chance. Let's see how it goes. I don't think it's really going to change too much. The playoffs might actually be quite interesting, depending on who gets there at that point. But yes, everybody gets a random draw of 8 matches, which increases the matches overall in the Champions League now. So that's a new concept we're going to have to adjust for this season. Paul Tierney brings the man down. Was that a penalty? I think it was very close. Let's see if VAR takes a look at it. That's pretty much on the edge. I think VAR has given the penalty. It has. It's a penalty to Barcelona, so the VAR check has given Barcelona the penalty then. Lewandowski, prolific scorer in his own right, but can't be David Raya with the stunner. It's a great save by David Raya again. He barely had to move. Not the best penalty that Lewandowski's ever taken, that's for sure. But David Raya will certainly take those. It's Bukayo Saka. He's gone down, but he's jumped straight back up. And he's picked up the ball. And the referee's going to book Christensen for that challenge. Well, absolute moments here in this 12th minute of this game. We've got a booking and a penalty already. I don't expect that to hold back Barcelona for very long. But we'll see. If Arsenal can score first from here, this will definitely give them an uplift, that's for sure. Calvori in the centre-back pairing tonight, with Saliba and Gabriel rested. It's a great turn by Fabio Vieira. And he's found Saka. Oh, Saka almost got through. One touch to the right, and Saka would have probably been away there. And here's Lewandowski, who's quite further back than usual. He's got his man behind him to support him, I guess. Here he is again. It's going to be cut off by Calvori. Great save by Raya again. He's going to be definitely difficult to beat. He's not had a lot of clean sheets this year. He's only had one over the course of this season. Of course, he was the Golden Glove winner last season. But Arsenal now have a lot of reinforcements when it comes to grabbing more goals. So that's basically their game plan for the season, one would suggest. Well, Frankie de Jong did not end up joining Manchester United, and I guess in some degree he probably avoided one there, because of course Manchester United have been in a bit of turmoil over the last year or so. It's looking a little better under Erik ten Hag for the moment, but that can all change. Olmo brings it in low into the box for Partey, and Partey is, or Partey, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but he made a shot there, and it was agonisingly wide on his part. It could be Partey, yeah, I think it could be Partey actually. I'm just trying to get the right pronunciation here. Here's Vieira. Isaac. Some more tiki-taka short passing from Arsenal. It's been a game plan, certainly this season. Sterling is waiting for Isaac to catch up with him. He has done, and it's gone over him. And Ter Stegen picks that one out of the air. Evergreen and still going, Ter Stegen, and still a top goalkeeper in the world. Here's Kai Havertz. He's found Isaac. And Isaac really kind of caught out of position there. He was running more towards Sterling than towards the goal. Partey. Pursued by Tomiyasu. Just about enough pressure on him to lose the ball, and Calvori was the recipient. He's Blade. Now Partey. And Raya saved another one. And Tierney clears it as far as Isaac. We ping-ponged around and ended up with Vieira off Isaac's head. Here's Lewandowski! Oh, a belter by Robert Lewandowski. It is spent nothing less. Barcelona have the lead. It's a wonderful strike once again to beat David Raya. And it's a strategy where a lot of teams are adopting over the last few games. Way outside the box from Lewandowski, and Raya is more unlucky than anything else, because he almost got there. But Robert Lewandowski's striking prowess was enough to beat it. And Barcelona have a not-so-surprised lead. It's been rather even so far. So Barcelona now in the sense, and of course they had a penalty save. So that'll feel really good now for Lewandowski to get that monkey off his back. Because if Barcelona hadn't gone on to win from there, it probably would have been some questions asked. But we know how resilient Arsenal are in the behind situation. This game is not over yet. Here's Fatih. Good tackle by Tomiyasu. Definitely good to get a run out here. He's missed a few games. He was injured most recently, but he's back now. Lady has the ball. Here's Lewandowski again. Will he try again? Yes, he will. Calvori closes him down that time. Minor shout for handball, but I think it would have been very harsh to give it there. Here's Olmo. Closed down by Jorginho. And it has been the wondrous strikes that have beaten Arsenal this season rather than being poor defensively. Maybe at Aston Villa there were some questions asked. But Brighton, they were unbeatable. And against Spurs, it was a classic match. And Spurs got a couple of whirly goals, but Arsenal went on to win. I would say a point here tonight would definitely be an acceptable result for Arsenal. But given the signings, it probably pulls them level with Barcelona on squad stature. But we'll have to wait and see. They're behind at the moment. Sterling puts a cross in. Isak was there. Saka! Oh my goodness. It was a tremendous piece of skill. It deserved a goal. Good save by ter Stegen. Well, Bukayo Saka has been on it all season long, and that was goal worthy. Good save. He didn't really get all behind it, Saka, but it was a beautiful in the build-up there. Sterling not with the best of corners, although Isak did hit it, and oh, it's a great save by ter Stegen again off Vieira. And again, it is the tale of two very good goalkeepers. Oh, now Rafinha's away. And there's no one back for Arsenal. They're going to have to retreat here. Rafinha's going to have to wait for Lewandowski to catch up. Rafinha decides to go alone. I guess he will. And David Raya made himself big. And now Lewandowski's on it. And I don't think he'll really get much out of that, unfortunately. But here's Rafinha and here's Olmo. And he's missed. Oh, they probably should have made more out of that. But David Raya making himself very big in the initial shot that Rafinha had to take by himself. Because Lewandowski was not really, he doesn't really have the pace he once did. But the breakaway was so quick for Barcelona that he probably couldn't blame Lewandowski for that. Let's be able to start to Isak. Isak's having to do a lot of running. Looks like he's playing more of a false nine role at the moment. Maybe it'd be better to get Isak more forward. Maybe that'll be something Arteta will probably tell him in the halftime tea talk, perhaps. Here's Frankie de Jong. Of course, Arsenal, their second match will be against PSV with Luke de Jong in that one. Olmo with the shot. And Raya saves again. Oh, it always takes something special to beat David Raya with the form he's in, and Lewandowski's shot was special, that's for sure. Here's Tomiyasu. Saka's to his left. Decides not to use it. Tomiyasu crosses it towards Saka. Oh, and ter Stegen saves it, but Fabio Vieira puts it in, and Arsenal have equalised. Oh, and ter Stegen was very unlucky, but no one decided to not really chase Tomiyasu down there. It's really of Barcelona's own making. Tomiyasu running almost the whole length of the pitch. Putting the ball in here. Saka goes for the first hit volley, unlike the last one. And Vieira, well, he has a tap in, really. ter Stegen probably doesn't have any actions he once did. And Vieira took advantage. And Arsenal have drawn level. This could be a point very well earned against the very top side. It's 1-1 here now. Vieira, I believe, scored in the match against Spurs or Brighton, if I remember rightly, so it's definitely not his first goal of the season. His Fatih. And I probably could have put more into that, to be honest. Well, he had a lot of space. I'm not sure why he scuffed it. That's an unfortunate, very unfortunate miss there. That won't come back to haunt them a bit. So it's two very clear-cut chances with the penalty. Barcelona, probably on merit, should be about 3 or 4 up here. And the referee didn't pull it back for a handball there. Here's Fatih, and Raya saves again. He's on it. Well, we always say it with Raya. He's saving the important ones. But the Worlies have beaten him a couple of times. Can't blame him for that, though. And Rafinha takes the corner. Yurian Timber heads away. He's been paired up with Calavoy in the centre-back positions tonight. De Jong, tackled by Saka. And you can kind of see how cramped it all is on the Arsenal side of things at the moment. Sterling had nowhere else to really go or do with the ball there, because everyone was in close proximity right next to each other. Even Isak. There's 2 minutes added on time. Isak's not really known for his runs, but he tried there. And he finds Sterling, who's flicking the ball around, but Coudier immediately shuts that one down. Arnold got the ball, apparently, according to the referee. Playing goes on, but we're approaching the end of the second minute of added on time, and there is the half-time whistle. A goal apiece then. A rocket by Lewandowski and a tap-in from Vieira, so 2 very different goals. But that is what makes the scoreline what it is. It has been a very even game. And I think a draw is a fair result. It's 1-0 at the break here at the Emirates. Welcome to the Emirates on a Champions League night. And we have a big stature match to go with it. And the score reflects the performance. It's 1-0 between Arsenal and Barcelona. Barcelona not being able to convert a penalty that was saved by David Raya that got them early in the first half. And then an absolute rocket by Robert Lewandowski later put Barcelona ahead, but Arsenal fought back, and a tap-in after an initial shot by Bukayo Saka was straight at Ter Stegen. Vieira was able to get the tap-in, and that's what leads the score as it is right now. It's been a very even match-up, and been very enjoyable for the first night of this new Champions League format. Remember, 8 go through automatically, the others will go into a playoff position. Everyone else will be out. We are all in one league now. The group stages are no more for this moment. And of course, as we said at the top of the show, every team was drawn a random selection of 8 matches. And the first for Arsenal, ironically, was against this Barcelona side. Next up for them in the Champions League will be PSV of the second day matchups. Of course, the matches in the group stage are now increased to 8 to factor in the new format. There's Raheem Sterling. Sterling plays brilliantly in towards Saka. It was over Isak. Ter Stegen and Raya have both made absolutely brilliant saves. A transfer that happened away from our coverage. Kuli Nakaris has joined PAOK FC on that one. I think there is some transfer windows that are still open, I believe. I think it's like an extra 2 weeks for a couple of countries, and that could be a sending off, because that looked very retaliation from Jules Koundé. And I don't know, I mean, he's been booked, but that looked very rash. I mean, we've seen him give it red cards given for less this season, I think. So he's probably very lucky to get away with that one. And that was on Tomiyasu as well. And the game seems stuck, and no one's picking up the ball. There we go. So that's Koundé in the book. I think Barcelona had an early one in the first half. I can't remember. I don't think so. Here's Fati. And Lewandowski, who's already scored, and closed down by Yuri and Timber immediately, and out for a corner. And Pedri is now coming on for Fati. And Barcelona substitution very early in the second half. A couple of those this season. We had one at Brighton, I think it was. Oh, well, Julo, a great header and a good save by David Raya again. He is on top form. Well, next for Arsenal. It had to come sometime. It's against the champions, Manchester City. That is going to be a true 6-pointer. Pedri to Rafinha. Manchester City still very strong indeed. Arsenal have been reinforced. And I think we'll get the first true test of this new Arsenal side. That's a good save by Raya. Not to say this one isn't. Barcelona always second, first or bust in the Liga. Very much like Real Madrid, it's win or bust. It takes a short corner to Pedri, who just came on. Yeah, he's a bit slow to clear the ball, and that's another foul. Now, what's the referee going to do here? I don't think it was the person in the book, was it? No, it was Rafinha, I think it was. And again, I think we've seen sending offs for less. And Barcelona very fortunate to have all 11 players on the pitch for a couple of fouls now. Roberto Neto is making his first Champions League appearance. Not on the pitch, but he is on the team. Oh, Havertz, and that's another foul. And what will this be? This is the Barcelona captain. Is this going to be a sending off? And it is. The referee has had enough. And Araujo is gone. And I think he was not even in the book. So it's a straight red for him. And once again, Arsenal's opponents make it hard for themselves by going down to 10 men. That's Brighton, Spurs, and now Barcelona, who have all had a man sent off against Arsenal. Now Barcelona down to 10 men, and here come Arsenal on the attack with Isak. That's another save. So what a moment for Neto, even if he's not going to make the pitch. His first ever Champions League night, I believe. Saka with the corner. Calvori is almost there, but Ter Stegen plucks it out of the air. Here's Balletti. Pedri. Lewandowski. Oh, cut out by Vieira. Now, will Arsenal attack? Here comes Isak. Isak outsteps his man. And Fabio Vieira is there to back him up. And Barcelona were able to get back. I think Gundogan signed in this transfer window for Barcelona, if not the last one. Lewandowski. Pedri tried to head it forward by Timber. Jorginho now comes up with it. A right old scrap going on here tonight. This is a feisty match. Everyone wants the ball. Tierney with a good tackle. On to Lewandowski. Not really much else Lewandowski could do. Well done by Yuri and Timber. Arsenal have really had really good defensive moments. And it's been moments of magic that have beaten them for the most part. Here is Saka. Looks like Leo Trossard is warming up for Arsenal. Probably for Saka, who did play against Spurs. Olmo. Rafinha. Good tackle by Timber again. He's done very well. Got a score coming in. Bologna have conceded a second against Borussia Dortmund. So now they are up by 2-0 against the Serie A side. Isaac has picked out Fabio Vieira. He's got all the way, and he's tried to pick out Isaac with a short pass. Isaac probably should have busted more of a gut to get there, to be honest. I don't think he's really suited to this system yet. It's only his second game, mind you. No to Lewandowski. He's got a lot of work to do from there, and Jurrien Timber is there again, stepping in front of the shot. Seems to be an air of grit and toughness about Arsenal. I mean, it hasn't been lacking, but there seems to be more of it this year. I think there's a level of belief in this Arsenal team that they can actually achieve great things this year. And the new signings have definitely rejuvenated them, that's for sure. And I think the last 2 seasons of being title challengers has certainly helped too. Jurrien Timber blocks another one from Olmo. Lewandowski, Timber's there again. And David Raya is having his night made a heck of a lot easier. Oh, Lewandowski, he caught Tierney napping there. And he should have made more of it. And here comes the substitution. It is Bukayo Saka for Leandro Trossard. That makes sense. Trossard has been on it this season. Scored against Brighton, of course. Well, Barcelona have a lot more of the shots. And David Raya has been impeccable. Almost. Taking with a good pass to Isaac. And now here's Vieira, who looks really up for it tonight. Is Vieira going to get another? Yes, he is! Vieira scores and Arsenal are ahead here. They've made the man advantage count again. It seems to be the story of their season. They always make the man advantage count. No one was back for Barcelona here. Gundogan does not cover himself in glory in that moment. Ter Stegen can only do so much, really. Yeah, I just had a simple put into the back of the net. Of course, it looks a lot easier from up here than down there on the pitch. From someone who had his own playing days, I probably shouldn't have even mentioned that. Scored a few of those in my time. Baldi to Lewandowski. And the ball's very slow to be cleared away. Timber did exactly the right thing there. Well played. Definitely been the reason Arsenal are in this position. Sterling to Havertz. And here's Rafinha. And another score coming in. Bologna have pulled one back. And Lewandowski puts that over. Double substitution here for Arsenal. I think Declan Rice is coming on for Fabio Vieira, I believe. And Gabriel Jesus is coming on for Isaac, who's been rather ineffective tonight. Got a couple of chances. So Jesus will now have a chance to see if he can prove his still very high worth. It was a title winning with Manchester City, so the Arsenal title challenging, he knows what it's like. It's good to have that experience. I think Arteta's really benefited from someone like that. Rafinha. Barcelona having a lot of luck down the right-hand side, and here's Gundogan, and he's scored. An absolute belter. It's another rocket. And that's an emphatic shot by Gundogan. The former teammate of Gabriel Jesus, of course, I believe. Brought it right down and bang. No way David Raya is saving that one, and he knows it. That is an absolutely rocket shot. That could have broke the net. Well, Ilkay Gundogan might be getting up there in years, but he can certainly hit the shots. Arsenal 2, Barcelona 2. It's turned into a bit of a classic here. And, well, there you go. Like we said, a draw would be a very good result for Arsenal at this stage. Get all the points you can. Here's Pedri. I wouldn't count Arsenal out yet, though. We play to the final whistle. Raya and Tyranny got a little mixed up there. And Havertz lost the ball to Koundé. And now he's Rafinha. And the ball is bounced through. David Raya holds it. And what is this coming back for? I think it's coming back for an Arsenal free kick. Yep. Calvori to Tomiyasu. Jorginho, he tried to pick out, I think it was Rice. The pass didn't have enough really zazz on it. And now, it's going to come forward with Gavi, I think. They got it back off a tackle and Raya saves it. And so Raheem Sterling. Been rather ineffective tonight. Still haven't been all together at the races. And now, it's a 2-on-1 break with Jesus. Jesus decides to go alone. And Ter Stegen saves. And Havertz puts it in. And that's going to be a goal for Havertz. We didn't even see it finish. Has he put that in, or is it an own goal by the keeper? Having all these kind of skips this season, I don't think even the game knows what to give it at the moment. I think that's in by Havertz. The game says it is. So Kai Havertz has scored in the 90th minute in the Champions League. That'll go well on his resume. Well, that was kind of bizarre, but we did get there in the end. 3-2 to Arsenal as we enter the final 4 minutes of the game with 4 minutes added on here. Of course, Barcelona, they've been taken to task today. Not in a bad sense, but what I mean is they've had a game given to them by Arsenal. And like I said earlier, there's an era of determination and belief in this team that really seems very new. I think the new signings, like I said, have rejuvenated this side, and the title challenging has given them some belief in themselves that they can do it. And now they're coming up against the likes of Barcelona with absolutely no fear, and they take the win today. Of course, we've only got seconds left. Dolski Calvori, it's been somewhat good defending by Arsenal. I mean, the scoreline doesn't really tell the whole story, but there's the final whistle then. And the Emirates is joyous tonight because Arsenal take the first 3 points of their Champions League campaign. They were made to work hard for them, but that is the new kind of belief that is in this side. 2 stunning goals, to be fair. David Raya was going to have every difficulty saving both of them, so you can't really blame him. But Arsenal's resiliency has shone through once again, and they come through and take the win. They'll take that. Arsenal 3, Barcelona 2 on match day 1 of the new Champions League era. Alright, so let's go through today's match day 1 scores then. PSV lost to Inter Milan by 3-1. We reported on Bologna and Borussia Dortmund earlier. That finished 2-1 to Borussia Dortmund. Ruben Amorim has been rumoured to be going to Manchester United maybe at some point this season, but he earned a point tonight. Villa beating Feyenoord in their first Champions League appearance for some time, if ever. Fenerbahce taking the win. Real Madrid losing to, I believe it's Nice. Galatasaray beating Club Brugge by 2-1. The Young Boys lost to Celtic by 3-1. I think it's an Italian side. Benfica beat them. I think it looks like an all-German side, but I don't think it is. I think that might be an Austrian side that Bayer Leverkusen might beat by 4-1. Monaco beating Stuttgart 3-0. Paris Saint-Germain only drawing with Shakhtar Donetsk. Liverpool also having a draw. I'm not sure who that team is. RB Leipzig, though, getting the scalp of the night, beating Manchester City by 3-1. Ginola losing to Atletico Madrid 4-2. AC Milan beating Juventus. And Bayern Munich losing to Atlanta, the Europa League winners. So all the winners from this opening group stage is going to take a bit of a while to get used to all this new stuff. So the first 16 teams are split into 2 8s. So that means AC Milan would be just about in the playoffs. But it's at the bottom where all the shocks lie, because Burgundy's IF, that was a team that I didn't recognise there. Paris Saint-Germain, so it's Paris Saint-Germain down there in 20th. They'd be out at this point, as would Liverpool. as would Barcelona with their loss. Real Madrid are down there as well. Manchester City will also be down there with Club Bruges. Feyenoord obviously losing as well. So Bayern Munich down there as well. Keep in mind, this is only one game played. I don't think the table will look like this by the end of all the matches. But it would certainly make for an interesting story if the league phase finished right now. Manchester City down there in 32nd. I think bringing up the rear is Stuttgart with a -3 goal difference.